Hello, and welcome to the Three Doors of Celebrate Recovery. My name is Johnny, and I'm a believer who struggles with alcoholism. Here at Celebrate Recovery, we have 3 ways to meet together to share, hear God's Word, and find healing for our hurts, habits, and hang-ups. Those 3 ways are our large group, our open share groups, and our step studies. In this video, we'll take some time to look at each of these groups and the traits that make each one unique and essential to a growing, healthy Celebrate Recovery ministry. One night of the week should be devoted to a general meeting. We start our time together with our large group. Now, the term large group doesn't reflect the size of your ministry. It simply means that everyone in Celebrate Recovery meets together. In the large group, men and women of all small groups meet together for teaching and worship. This time is designed to enable those attending to set aside the busyness and stresses of the outside world by participating in a 25-minute time of prayer, praise, and worship. It also includes a time for teaching a lesson from the Celebrate Recovery Leader's Guide or a testimony. This time begins to unfold a safe environment that is essential to any recovery program and allows those present to get in touch with the one and only true higher power, Jesus Christ. The large group time should always be run with the newcomer in mind.
And if this is your first time here, we'd like to especially welcome you.
Try to think back to your first night at Celebrate Recovery and remember the anxiety you felt walking in. Many of the newcomers may be facing their hurts, habits, and hang-ups for the very first time. We should do all we can to make them feel welcome. A great way to make people feel comfortable before they even get through the doors is to have greeters. Greeters make a positive first impression on newcomers and encourage the regular attendees. In addition to saying hello with a warm smile, the greeter also hands out the Celebrate Recovery Bulletin for the evening. Large group begins with a time of worship. Start off with an upbeat and well-known praise and worship song. Offering a time of praise and worship is important in establishing a Christ-centered environment. After the time of worship, have 2 participants read the 8 principles and their corresponding beatitude with the 12 steps and their biblical comparisons.
Step 4. We made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves.
Let us examine our ways and test them, and let us return to the Lord. Lamentations 3:40.
The purpose of this is twofold. First, to reinforce the biblical foundation of the program, and secondly, to allow increased participation for Celebrate Recovery attendees. As mentioned previously, teach the 25 lessons from the Celebrate Recovery Leader's Guide during the large group time. The lessons are meant to be taught over the course of the year. Typically, a teaching week is followed by a testimony week, which supports the teaching of the previous lesson.
Tonight's particular lesson is called Admit, and it's talking about confessing, and it's talking about getting honest.
Even if you've been meeting for longer than a year, continue to teach out of the Leader's Guide. Feel free to change the illustrations to make it your own. Just keep the acrostic and Bible verses. The large group concludes with one of the leaders leading the group in the reading of the complete version of the Serenity Prayer.
Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to.
Then, as you conclude with the closing song, everyone is excused to go to their open share groups. So that's what a large group meeting looks like. For a detailed list of every element that goes into a large group, consult the Leader's Guide. On the same night as the large group, have your open share groups.
Good evening. Welcome, ladies. My name is Tina. I'm a believer in recovery from codependency.
These groups meet for 1 hour immediately following the large group. There are separate groups for men and women, and they are issue specific. The groups begin with an opening prayer. Then the leader welcomes all the participants and gently welcomes any newcomers. This is a great time to focus the attention on the Lord and create a bond within the small group. The small group guidelines are read at every small group meeting. These are 5 simple rules that make the group safe. If the groups aren't safe, they will fail.
Please keep your sharing focused on your own thoughts, your own feelings, and your actions. Please limit your sharing to 3 to 5 minutes so that we all have a chance to share.
The open share group should begin discussion for the night by focusing on a particular principle or part of the lesson. This will encourage participation.
When I was in the large group, the speaker talked about some of the tools that she used in her life, and it kind of sparked something, in me when I was listening to her. And she had mentioned a couple of things, but one of them is that she talked about the importance of an accountability team.
After this focus sharing, the group can naturally transition into open sharing. This is a great place to share struggles and express any victories over hurts, habits, and hang-ups.
I've learned that and celebrate that I don't need to fear that I'm going to lose his love for the ways that I feel. But I just know that I've gotten strength here and found a lot of hope for my marriage because I love my husband and I know that Christ can help change his life. So thanks for letting me share. Thank you.
This meeting lasts 1 hour. By following the guidelines, everyone should get a chance to share and participate in the group. When the hour is over, it's time to go to Solid Rock Cafe or your coffee house fellowship event. So whenever you choose to have your general meeting night, you should have your large group and your open share groups. This way, everyone can participate in both parts of the night. You may be asking, so what am I supposed to do with the participant guides? Well, we go through these in small groups called step study meetings.
How can we begin to address your denial?
Step studies work best when they meet on a different night or day of the week than your general meeting. These groups are designed to last 2 hours, as this is where members will get to the heart of the program. You'll want to encourage your members to get involved in a step study as soon as possible. This is where they will find true healing from their hurts, habits, and hang-ups.
They seem to be able to call me on my stuff, you know, and just talk to me about the things that they see that I may not see. And
step studies work in a similar way to open share groups. They begin with a time of prayer, introductions, reciting the Serenity Prayer, and reading the 8 principles or 12 steps and their biblical comparisons. As in the open share groups, these groups are gender specific and the group guidelines are read at the beginning of every meeting.
We have 5 small group guidelines we run our meetings by. Keep your sharing focused on your own thoughts and feelings.
The major difference between these 2 groups is the use of the participant guides. In a step study, the guides will be used every meeting to help participants move through the steps. We ask that only the Celebrate Recovery participant guides are used in step study meetings. The Celebrate Recovery curriculum covers 4 key areas to choosing recovery curriculum. Number 1, the Celebrate Recovery workbooks are based on God's Word. With each acrostic, a biblical comparison follows. Number 2, the lessons and questions apply to all areas of recovery. 3, the workbooks are simple. Each question relates to the acrostic in the lesson. And 4, the questions and lessons create movement through the steps. Each question is intended to build onto the next. The leader of the step study should look ahead and determine which questions should be discussed during the meeting. All participants should have their answers filled in before coming to the meeting so that more people can have time to share. Going around the circle, each participant will have time to share their answers for the questions chosen by the leader.
Thanks, CJ.
It is important to note that these groups remain open to newcomers and the group has progressed through step 3. Once the groups have reached this point, they should be closed. Many groups have begun to feel safe and bonded by this time and are beginning to get into some of the toughest parts of recovery. Someone walking into the group for the first time may feel uncomfortable and the safety of the group may be affected. For this reason, it is important that you offer new step studies as often as possible and keep your open share groups going. We always need to have a place for the newcomer. So there you have it, the 3 doors of Celebrate Recovery. Remember, the large group meeting is your chance to get together all at once for worship and teaching. Also remember that whether your group is 15 or 1,500, you should always start your general meeting time with the large group. The open share small groups follow the large group on your general meeting night. These groups are issue and gender specific and should always be run with the newcomer in mind. The step study groups typically meet on a different night of the week than the large group, are also gender specific, and are where we get to the heart of Celebrate Recovery. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that now that you've seen the 3 groups in action, we've eliminated any confusion you might have had, and you'll be able to effectively move your people through the 3 doors of Celebrate Recovery. God bless you.